share.
No.
Oh, we should use this to warm our hands. This space heater ain't doing much.
Saint Cher is with us at all times.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh, what if Cher was actually one of our friends? That's not what we're here to talk about.
No,
First of all, before we get into our conversation, I'd like to remind you guys to subscribe. Ask yourself, what would Britany do if she would subscribe?
You're already subscribed.
I am subscribed.
Okay.
You're welcome. That's not the point, okay?
Well, you said that's what we were starting with.
What would Britany do? Subscribe. Okay?
She would.
Hashtag subscribe.
Are we talking about Free Britney? Because I have some concerns.
No, we're not. No.
Okay.
We're not talking about Free Britney right now.
We gotta let that ride out a little longer, right?
A lot of concerns because...
We have to let it ride out a little longer. It's still fresh. I think she's getting out some pent-up beef shots. I don't know. We'll circle back to that. Maybe we'll film that in a couple weeks. Tell me what we're really talking about here for the people.
You know, have you seen all these TikToks about girls catfishing boys and all this
with their makeup?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I have.
I'm a firm believer that men catfish women with hats.
They do.
Why?
They absolutely do. I know several examples of this.
Exactly. So why is it a big thing that women catfish with makeup and men are not getting called out at all for catfishing?
I don't know. That's a good point.
Okay.
One, men seem to think that they play on a different field than women. Like, we're held to a higher standard. That's common knowledge.
Unfair, but common knowledge.
What does it matter? If you like me, my makeup and what my face looks like should not matter, right? It sounds slightly shallow to be talking about some catfish with some makeup.
All these TikTok people are on there she flips herself and does one of these and her face changes and they're like, oh my god, it's a huge catfish, makeup, all this makeup. And then you see some guys take their hats on and off and I'm like, you were a 10 with your hat on and you are a solid 3 with your hat off.
God forbid if a dude shaves his beard.
That's also
repulsive.
That is also a form of catfishing because you got to bed with a man with a beard. He has a job interview the next day and you wake up next to a baby face.
Ooh. Then you got to go through the transition period again.
You don't know what's under there. There could be a face full of acne under there.
I love that filter that you put it on and it makes their beard go away and all the guys get sheepish.
I just feel like...
First of all, I think if you ask Neve and Max... Okay.
Mm-hmm.
The makeup thing is not a catfish. There. I know, it's, what's that girl's name?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know her name, but I like her. Anyways, not as much as Max, but I do like her.
Okay.
But I don't think they would agree that the term catfish is intended for the way it's being used now, right?
Okay.
A catfish is like a bottom feeder, right? Who does not want to be seen, has a secret, has this completely different identity, not different features, but is a totally different person than who they present as, right?
Okay.
So I think the people who are using this makeup as a catfish thing just need to really get over themselves because God forbid you're really catfished. Falling in love with people online and shit, finding out 3 years later it's some 60-year-old man in his basement.
Are people still doing that?
Yes! There's a new season of... The girl is on there. There's a new season of Catfish and people are still doing it.
I feel like at some point, if you've been in a relationship online for 3 years and you've never met this person, you should just say, you come to grips with it in your spirit.
You have to.
Because if you're seeking out
companionship,
Neve, and saying, I think I'm being catfished, just call it a loss. Chuck it up to a loss.
Agreed.
These people are like, I'm in love.
Spade is a spade.
You've never even met him and you think you're being catfished. I can't even wrap my head around it.
I agree because some of the people on there are still young people.
I know.
I better understand the older generation, right? Even my mom. If my mom got catfished, that would not honestly surprise me. She can barely use a computer. Okay, so, or the generation above that, if your grandma were to get catfished, would that surprise you? She's catfishing people on these online poker games thinking she's some 30-year-old man.
I beat punks. She has that just to make sure that people don't try to take advantage of her because when's she going to put her real name on there and then people are going to try to
Grandma, I hope not.
Bully her in these.
So she's out here catfishing,
Okay.
puffing out her chest with a screen name of I Beat Punks.
Don't tell my grandma's business on this. Okay?
Anyways, so if you ever lost I Beat Punks, she's not
You
who
had
you
it
think
coming,
she is.
okay?
Anyways, I do think I could see that more realistically, but there are still young people on here. Listen, I
know.
make friends at the bar and I'll FaceTime them the next day. Like,
Who does
I don't
that?
know, but I would. I will FaceTime anybody. If you don't pick up a FaceTime or you don't have FaceTime, I instantly think something's wrong with you.
You always try to FaceTime people.
I FaceTime people that I work with. I get lonely at home. I don't know.
Your husband is always home. And most of the time your kids are
He's
too.
asleep.
He's working, okay?
He's working.
He is
Anyways,
working.
if you're in a relationship for any period of time, if you are talking to somebody for longer than 3 days,
I was gonna say 3. I'd give it a maximum of a month. If you haven't met that person after 1 month,
but within a month, you should have FaceTimed 10 times already.
okay.
If this is like a long distance thing, because
Okay.
that's usually what the
Okay.
premise is, right? Like, so-and-so lives far away, so we met and we had a connection. We talked all night till the morning. That's what they always say. They're a good listener. They care for me, blah, blah, blah. They were there
First
when
of
no
all,
one
if
else
you're
was.
talking all night till the morning, I can't remember the last time I.
We fell asleep on the phone together. That's what they just said. So if we're talking that frequently for any period of days, 2 days, 3 days, 4 days, a week, I'm definitely FaceTiming you. I'm definitely FaceTiming you because now we're like talking about stuff where I actually want to interact with you instead of just talk
and
to you.
see how your reaction is if I drop a bomb on you. I want to see what your face
Right,
looks like.
exactly. So these people are going months and years without a FaceTime, without a Zoom or a video chat or a Facebook Messenger. My kid Facebook Messengers. Like, come on.
And that's the thing. Everybody has an iPhone now, so FaceTime is a thing. Okay,
It's a real thing.
it is a thing. You only FaceTime.
I
me.
think you can, you can call people on Facebook. You can
Yeah.
call people on Snapchat. You can basically call people anywhere.
Yep, anytime, anywhere, and see their faces.
But catfishing is still real. The makeup thing, there are some pretty significant differences. There was a case, I'm going to find the article and like link it and I'll post a picture here, but of like a woman in a Middle Eastern country, I think, if I remember, that like married this guy and then he sued her because then the next morning he had never seen her without her makeup and she took her makeup off and she looked totally different and he won. This is a real thing. This is how like ass backwards some of these governments and like countries are. I'm gonna post it here, but that's a real thing. Like dudes think they're entitled to some shit, okay? You get what you get and you don't throw a fit.
That's why I feel like if I have to take my makeup off, which I'm pretty without my makeup on, so that's true. That checks out.
The Lord hath shown down.
You need to take your hat off, and I need to see that hairline and where it's gonna go and where it's gonna be.
Yep.
And then I'd like to see your father or your uncle's hairline too, because I need to know what it's looking like in a couple years.
And if you have a beard today, I need you to either shave it so I can see what you look like under there, or sign a written contract that you will never shave it. Okay.
I need to see high school pictures before it came in all the way. See what you look like. See what that face looks like. If you had acne then, you probably have it now. Because I know some men who just don't take care.
Taylor had that little mustache. I know if I can find a picture. If I do, I'm gonna put it right here.
That's
that little teenage, that prepubescent mustache. He had that forever.
First of all, it took him forever.
His beard came
I
out.
was gonna say, you remember that patchy beard he had for the longest time? I could poke his beard and touch skin.
Talk about a glow up, okay? Thank God. Whew, it was getting sketchy for a minute. Thought I was gonna have to sue him or end him or kill him, divorce him. I would never.
First of all, I remember what you look like, and you weren't suing anyone, okay?
Should I put up that picture of us at OSU? Put that one up.
You should not sue anyone, okay?
Well, luckily, baby looking good these days, okay?
You look decent.
Got a little Botox. Did a little.
You know what?
This.
We always go left at some point, and it's usually you talking some
Have
crap.
you ever been catfished?
No.
Have you ever been in a long-term online-only relationship?
No. I think for relationships, you know, I'm a sappier person, so I like, you know, holding hands. I like to be around. I like to cuddle. I like all that fun stuff.
You don't do any of that stuff with me.
That's because you're handsy. You're too aggressive. I don't like them that aggressive. You know, I like them soft and docile. You're not.
Just kidding.
I'm gonna flip you out of your chair. Okay?
No, you're not. The ground is cold.
I know. My hands are cold.
Mine too. You can use share to warm up if you need. Well, so the moral of the story is
Don't.
First of all, makeup is not a catfish,
No.
okay? And I feel like it's rude for you to even say that. This is called a skill.
Mm-hmm.
All right? So be proud.
Artist.
If you never saw her without makeup before, then chances are it's not like she's going around without makeup all the time, but
I know people who go to the gym in a full face. Crazy.
please. Ugh. I can't even wear mascara to the gym because if I start sweating, it
It
burns my eyes.
I know, but some people are like, oh yeah, I can't leave the house without makeup. I'm like, yeah, me too.
My lip gloss is hot. My lip gloss is hot.
Okay. Guys,
So,
don't forget to subscribe.
please, and share us with your friends. And if you've ever been catfished, can you please tell us? Because we might need to bring you on this show. I have some real tough, some like Neve and Max type questions.
Hard-hitting questions, reporter.
That seem like they're very direct, and that's because they are. Okay? They are.
Go.
I have questions.
I gotta go.
Me
Okay.
too. Bye, guys.
Neve and Max hard-hitting questions.
Yeah.
It's not Neve and Max anymore.
Tammy! Neve and Cammy.